Hey LEGO fans, and welcome back to MB Bricks. My name is Maya, and today we are going to be looking at part 14 of Building Jurassic World that I've built for Bricks in the Six coming up this weekend. I have finally completed the entire 6-foot by 6-foot diorama, and I'm very excited to be giving a full tour today of the completed park. Thank you so much to our channel members for your continued support, and I will have some behind the scenes footage of how I've completed the rest of this park, as well as hopefully some footage from Bricks in the Six, so stay tuned for that following this weekend. If you're interested in becoming a member, do click the join button on my page to find out all the perks involved with that. If you like this build, be sure to leave a like and a comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see more Jurassic World or Park MOCs. Now, without further ado, let's take a final look at this last update.
I can't believe we have finally reached the completion of this park. I've been working on this for 4 months, and I'm excited to have this completed just days before heading off to Bricks in the Six. This is the largest build I've ever brought to a show, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with the public. As you can see, I've tried to include a lot of scenes from the first Jurassic World movie, as well as a lot of different attractions and main focal points of the park. While there are a few scenes I wish I had space for, I am happy with the end result, and I hope you enjoy the tour. Let's start off with the front of the build. Well, I have built the large Jurassic World Lagoon. This was a large body of water that stretched across the entire front of the park, and which you could see from across the hotels located on the opposite side. There are curved railings around this section of the water and a few tables to have a rest at. There are a lot of minifigures enjoying this area, some overlooking the water and taking pictures, others enjoying the scenery of company of entertainers dressed as different dinosaurs roaming around. I have tried to add in some relatable scenes, such as a minifigure checking out the signs to decide where he wants to visit next, and a poor girl who is sad about her ice cream slipping off her cone. To the right of Main Street, we can see the Gentle Giants Petting Zoo, which is one of the first areas that I completed for this large build. This was a free roam attraction where baby dinosaurs could be interacted with and even ridden, such as the baby Triceratops. Notable characters in this area are Lex and Tim for the first Jurassic Park movie, as well as Teresa and Isabella Delgado from the newest Jurassic World Rebirth, seen here playing with baby Dolores of the same movie. To the left of Main Street, we pass by a hot dog cart with iconic red and yellow colors serving up lots of happy customers looking for a quick bite. We then arrive at the Mosasaurus pen, where a few times a day the curved stands host hundreds of guests to watch the Mosasaurus feed. A shark is hoisted above the water where the Mosasaurus emerges for the catch, showing off her impressive size and power. On her return, she soaks the viewers, who are then lowered below ground to watch her swim underneath the water. Notice anyone in the crowd? I have placed Claire, Maisie, Franklin, and Zia from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom enjoying the show. Let's head back to the Main Street now, where the majority of guests are bustling around. While in the movie, Main Street hosted a lot of restaurants and retail stores, I have only chosen 6 to include in this build due to space. I used a lot of photo references from the movie and the Jurassic World video game to keep the buildings as accurate as possible. Starting on the right-hand side, we can see one of the most popular restaurants on the strip, Margaritaville. Quick shout out to my friend and fellow LEGO builder, Rankin, for making these amazing stickers for me to add onto my build, as I think they really helped finish off some of the scenes. The rooftop patio of Margaritaville is a big party with lots of people relaxing under patio umbrellas and even some dancing. The large iconic orange and brown towers for both sides were very distinguishable, and I used the tower from Margaritaville to double as a staircase up from the main lobby of the restaurant. Removing the top, we can see the still busy interior. I have done up a larger bar area with included lights to brighten the bottles. I have also added some trans blue bricks to represent fridges behind the bar top. While a few guests are enjoying the interior air conditioning, no doubt, most are up on the rooftop. There are a few tables on the main level to enjoy a meal inside as well. Next up, I have built 2 stores within the same building, Columbia Sportswear and Starbucks Coffee Shop. This was the last building I made for Main Street and is possibly my favorite exterior design. I like how the different colors came together and using pieces such as the container elements to create different textures for the walls. The top removes as well as the front wall to show the interior space a bit better. The Columbia store is up first with a large selection of sports apparel in a tiny area. Several mannequins line the shelves with drawers of clothes below. A shopkeeper is really squished into the far back corner of the store with a register on the left and shopping bags on the right. Starbucks is a bit more open with a service counter, baked goods on display, and a back counter with lots of fancy coffee supplies. I have included a coffee pot, a frother, and some pumped syrups on the back counter. Additionally, there are some other flavors and spices on the wall, such as cinnamon and cookie crumble for those fancy drinks. Across the street from Starbucks is a high-end restaurant called Winston Steakhouse. We see this briefly in the film when Zach and Gray run by and we see the large flame bursting from the indoor-outdoor grill. With such a small area to work with, I decided to use the rooftop area as the dining section of the restaurant, and we can see several tables set up and guests dining on expensive wine and lobster dinners. Well-dressed service staff are attending the tables. Some notable guests are Hammond and Arnold from the original Jurassic Park movie, most likely discussing a new development. At another table, we can see Sattler, who has finally agreed to a date with Malcolm, hopefully not becoming a future ex-Mrs. Malcolm. With the top and front removed once again, we can take a look at the interior of the steakhouse. A chef is whipping up a delicious T-bone steak over the large grill, and lots of cooking utensils hang on the wall. Additionally, I added different spices to be used for cooking up the different entrees. Beside the steakhouse, I have placed Ben & Jerry's ice cream shop, relocating it from Boardwalk West due to spacing issues. This ice cream shop is small and hosts part of the steakhouse patio above it. With the roof removed, we can see the interior with a large selection of ice cream flavors. The back wall hosts some additional options such as soft serve, a milkshake machine, and a variety of cones such as regular or waffle. While there is no interior seating, a couple of tables are located outside the shop. Last on Main Street is the large Jurassic Traders gift shop. This had a similar roof design and shape as the Margaritaville across the street with the tall orange tower. Removing the roof and front wall gives us a good look at the inside of the jam-packed store. There are a variety of different items for sale, such as mugs, stuffed dinos, hats, walkie-talkies, and even amber. My favorite has to be the t-shirt designs that I created that are hanging on the wall, with different sizes located in the drawers below. Lots of happy shoppers leave this store. At the top of Main Street, we can see the large Innovation Center. This was the trickiest part of the entire build with the octagonal pyramid shape, which took a lot of trial and error to get it finished. While I originally was planning on completing an interior for the Innovation Center, I decided to actually use it as a hub for all my electrical running through this build. This building resembles a lot to the original Visitor Center in the first Jurassic Park movie, with the curved windows around the entrance and large stone steps. The front is complete with some flower beds and a couple of palm trees. Main Street was the busiest part of Jurassic World, and so I've placed lots of minifigures throughout, having a good time. Let's continue the tour on the right-hand side of the park. The very front right corner has another attraction, which is the Cretaceous Cruise. Here, guests could float down the river and see a variety of dinosaurs in their natural habitats, grazing or drinking at the stream. Here I have placed a couple of Stegosauruses and a Pachycephalosaurus. As a nod to the original Jurassic Park novel, I have included Grant with Lex and Tim in the first boat, which was a huge scene that was cut out of the movie. I do believe the scene was recreated for the newest Jurassic World Rebirth movie, and so I've placed Xavier Dobbs and Ruben Delgado in the rear boat. I have tried to keep this area extremely overgrown and lush for this attraction. Moving along, the next section of the build is the Camp Cretaceous tree. While this was a Netflix show that was created after the original Jurassic World movie with no ties to the movie, the Netflix show did run along the same timeline, and so I decided to include it here. I've added all the kids from the show, including Darius, Brooklyn, Ben, Yaz, Kenji, and Sammy. I have set the scene where they first arrive, and Darius is looking up at the large redwood tree in excitement. Ben is off to the side feeling a bit anxious, Sammy is trying to befriend Yaz, and Kenji is, of course, flirting with Brooklyn. This tree was a bit difficult to get the design right, with the yellow overhang for the entrance and the large domed red roof for the treehouse where the campers stayed. It was a fun challenge building the large tree, keeping an octagonal shape and using lots of elements to create all the branches on top. Behind the Camp Cretaceous tree, I've strategically placed the Raptor paddock. At the end of Season 1, Episode 1, Darius, Kenji, and Brooklyn sneak out of camp to try and get a glimpse at some dinosaurs. Thinking that they were at the Compy Pen, they accidentally found themselves at the Raptor paddock instead. I of course have created the scene from the Jurassic World movie though, and this is definitely one of my favorite sections of the entire build. I love the shape of the paddock with the reinforced steel walls and large pillars. There is a cage at the front of the paddock and stairs leading up to the viewing platform on either side. Hoskins is watching eagerly from the side, seeing how Owen has been able to train the raptors to follow commands. Owen holds up treats in the form of rats to gather the attention of each raptor, Delta, Charlie, Echo, and of course Blue, who's the most obedient. Shortly after, chaos would ensue as a new worker falls from the viewing platform right into the pen. Directly beside the Camp Cretaceous tree is the Aviary, located fairly close to the Innovation Center. This attraction allows visitors to see a lot of pterosaurs, including pteranodons and dimorphodons. These infiltrated Main Street after a helicopter crashed through the top of the glass frame. The aviary is built into the side of the mountain, so I built up the landscaping and added lots of muted colors such as the olive green and dark green. This was one of the more challenging sections of the build, and it took me a while to decide how I wanted to build the rounded frame while still allowing a full view of the interior. Behind the aviary is the Indominus paddock, thought to be safely far away from the public section of the park. The front is once again a reinforced steel frame, which crew were actively trying to make taller as the Indominus grew much larger than originally anticipated. An exterior stairwell leads to the viewing platform on the interior. The inside of the paddock was full of trees and overgrown greenery. Mr. Mizrani and Claire peer into the paddock from the viewing platform, trying to find the Indominus hiding in the brush. The Indominus could camouflage very well, despite being, as Mizrani put it, white. You never told me it was white. But at this point, you still can't see it very well, leading to more suspense. In building this section of the MOC, I had to switch up the location of the sliding door and viewing platform to accommodate the setup of this diorama. I wanted there to be a bit of space outside the sliding door seen here, and so I decided to make a small adjustment to the movie. Moving on the left-hand side of the build, we can start where we left off at the Mosasaurus pen. There is a path behind that forks off in two different directions, one leading up the back of Main Street towards the Innovation Center, as well as the Gyrosphere ride, and the other end heading towards the T-Rex Kingdom attraction. This was the very first thing I built for the diorama, and I am happy with how it all fit together with the rest of the build. As a nod to the original Jurassic Park movie, a flare is tossed within the T-Rex paddock to attract the T-Rex to a nearby goat. Spectators would watch from a man-made log disguised as a fallen tree as the T-Rex enjoys a free meal. While only a small scene in the movie, it was probably a very popular attraction and also had a lot of scenes in the Camp Cretaceous show. Just outside the entrance to the T-Rex Kingdom, I have added a fun scene of a minifigure dressed as a T-Rex chasing a guest away from the attraction. The street behind the T-Rex Kingdom is less busy than Main Street, but does have a few figs wandering about. It leads to the top of Main Street where the Innovation Center is, and if you continue along the dirt path, you will eventually arrive at the Gyrosphere ride. This is another very popular attraction and it has a large line to get on. Riders get into special gyrosphere balls that remind me of giant hamster balls, and they use these vehicles to drive around the valley to get up close with several large herbivores. I've added several dinosaurs to this area, including Brachiosaurus, Ankylosaurus, Gallimimus, and Triceratops. This was a large section of the park, and I was happy to add in lots of greenery to the area. Of course, Building Jurassic World would not be complete without the appearance of the Indominus Rex. I have included the scene where the I-Rex has found the gyrosphere ball that Zach and Gray were driving. She proceeds to attack, smashing the ball repeatedly on the ground. The brothers were able to escape and run off while the Indominus continues to destroy the vehicle. This scene finishes off the last corner of the build and the epic conclusion of this diorama.
And that covers everything for this full tour of Building Jurassic World. If you want to see this build in person and you're in the Toronto, Canada area, do come out to Bricks in the Six this weekend to see the full display. If you want to see more Jurassic Park or World videos, do check the description below. I will leave a link to a playlist of all those types of videos on my channel. If you haven't already, please do subscribe as it does help out this channel a lot. Thanks so much for checking out this video today, guys, and until next time, keep on building.